What a mighty God we serve. What a mighty God we serve. Angels bow before him. Heaven and earth adore him. Onyami kokroko na yasom. Help me say, what a mighty God we serve. You are a mighty God.
What a mighty God.
Ooh, angels bow before him. Heaven and earth adore him. What a mighty God we serve. One more time. What a mighty God we serve. You are a mighty God. What a mighty God. Ooh, yeah. Angels bow before him. Heaven and earth adore him. What a mighty God we serve. Angels bow before the Lord. Angels bow before him. Oh yeah. Heaven and earth adore him. What a mighty God we serve. Oh, awesome God. Awesome God. You are an awesome God. You alone are worthy, Lord. Angels bow before the Lord, yeah. Heaven and earth. What an awesome we serve. Angels bow before the Lord, yeah. Angels bow before him. Heaven and earth adore him. What an awesome God. One more time, lift your voice. Oh, awesome God. What an awesome God. You are an awesome God. Angels bow before the Lord. Angels bow before him. Heaven and earth adore him. What an awesome God we serve. Angels bow before the Lord. Angels bow before him. Heaven and earth adore him. What an awesome God we serve. Oh, 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 Yama was so. Yeah. adore him. Onyami kokroko na yasom. Angels bow before the Lord. Angels before him. Heaven and earth adore him. Yeah. Onyami kokroko na yasom. Onyami kokroko na yasom. Na yason nyami kokro son wonu kwari isompa yebe iwaye yebe come forward yebe waya yebe come forward yebe waya
After several weeks of competition and eviction on the Keyboard Idol stage. 7 talented contestants have made it to the Keyboard Idol Grand Finale. Which of the 7 talented contestants will win the ultimate prize of 10,000 Ghana cedis? Is it Calvin, Nanayao, Joel, Erajua, Uriel, Justice, or Nana Kwaku? Let's find out in the final showdown on Saturday, 24th October 2020 as we crown the Keyboard Idol. Join us live on City TV at 6 p.m. prompt and witness all finalists as they play their hearts out one last time. Keyboard Idol is sponsored by Santol Energy, Asanka powered by Tech Aid and FateWorks Music School, and is powered by City TV. Keyboard Idol, let the music play.
And it's a Friday. Welcome to Breakfast Daily on City TV.
Yes. What a beautiful Friday morning it is. And wherever it is you're watching us from, you're welcome. It's Breakfast Daily on City TV, and we'll say a big welcome to all of you from Facebook, DSTV, wherever it is that you're watching us from.
Twitter,
yes,
home,
all
wherever
those
you
different
are.
places. You're welcome. My name is David Sakyi.
And I am Dziffa Ametam. We want to know how your week has been so far, what your plans are for the weekend. So let us know all the things that are going on in your life. And if you have a birthday shout out too, you can send it to us via the hashtag Breakfast Daily.
Absolutely. Well, it's I'm looking forward to the weekend, you know, getting in there.
Okay. Do you have any special plans this weekend?
This weekend, yeah, but I'll keep it under wraps. I'll talk about it when I get back.
All right, all right. I hope you take pictures and everything.
I'll take pictures. I will take. I promise to take pictures.
And of course, if you want to reach us on WhatsApp too, our WhatsApp line is 0550585832. It should be a great weekend. I mean, October is almost over.
We're wrapping it up soon.
We're
wrapping it up soon.
When we get to November, then it's going to get cutthroat with elections and all sorts of things.
It's already heating up. You know, as it is, it's already heating up. I know. You know, so I love. You know, yesterday I was listening to a Voter's Diary and in the night. You know, so they repeat. They repeat it. Yeah, and it was just fantastic just to hear the way everything is broken down from year to year, constituency by constituency, giving us the various explanations of why the trends have been the way they are and so on. It's just fantastic. You don't want to miss Voter's Diary, 1 p.m. on 97.3 every weekday afternoon. Okay, and then here on City TV, it's also here at 3 p.m. Yeah, you don't want to miss that.
It's really, really, really important, guys, because we need to make an informed decision. You see what's happening in Nigeria, you see what's happening in other parts of the world, the U.S. People feel like if I had gone out to vote, maybe the candidate I wanted would have led us. You know, and sometimes we end up with the wrong leaders, not because people wanted to vote for the wrong leaders, but the right-thinking people did not have enough reason to get out, stand in line and vote. And I think Voter's Diary it makes it easy for us. You don't need to go get an encyclopedia, spend all day trying to figure out what happened years ago, decades ago. Just tune in 1 p.m. 97.3 City FM. You could be working, you could be doing, just listening to it in the background. 3 p.m. City TV. Watch, get all the analysis so that come December 7th, there's some value to that vote, and whoever you give it for is going to be held accountable. Yeah, absolutely. And this weekend,
24th, it's the grand finale, of Keyboard Idol. Absolutely. And one
lucky person will go home with 10,000 Ghana cedis. And I think beyond the 10,000 Ghana cedis, the support, the trainings, the help they are going to get from us at City TV and City FM would really jumpstart their career. So I can't wait to find out who walks away with that 10,000 Ghana cedis?
I think it's going to be fantastic. Particularly we have 7 finalists in there. They've all done the work. They've all done everything, the trainings and everything else, like you said. But we want you to vote. You need to vote. Okay, so once the voting lines open up tomorrow, we need to vote.
And the code to dial again is *447 *973 hash. You have to vote and vote again. Now time to check out news making rounds across the country.
Let's do that. Let's take a look at our regional news roundup.
Good morning and welcome to News Roundup on City TV from the Ashanti region. I am Sakyi Amini Ibrahim. Coming up, the Ashanti Regional Security Council has assured that security agencies are on high alert and will deal with persons trying to destabilize peace in the region. The council says it is aware of recent incidents of crime in parts of the region and will do everything possible to contain the situation. The comments come after inhabitants called for improved security in the region following 2 separate shooting incidents within the week. A 36-year-old man died after he was shot by some unidentified armed men at Atunsu in the Akua municipality. A Chinese national has also been hospitalized after armed men on a motorbike attacked him at Ahojo, a suburb of the Kumasi metropolis. Speaking to City News, Ashanti Regional Minister Simon Osei-Mensah, who is chairman of RegSec, says security agencies will deal with persons behind such crimes. Moving on, the Ministry of Sanitation and Water Resources has begun clearing illegal dam sites in parts of the Ashanti region. The exercise, which is being replicated across the country, is part of efforts by the government to improve sanitation in the country. The move is also to ensure proper management of dumping waste to curb the dangers associated with bad sanitation practices. The ministry is carrying out the exercise with waste management company Zoomline Ghana Limited. Areas which are benefiting from the exercise include Asante Mampong Municipality, Nkawia in the Echimanwa-Bija district, and Ehra in the Kwabri East Municipality. The New Patriotic Party, NPP, in the Ashanti region says it is not threatened by the emergence of independent candidates springing out of the party. There are currently 6 disgruntled party members who have filed to contest the parliamentary elections as independent candidates. The 6 who have filed so far include the incumbent NPP Member of Parliament for Fomena, Andrew Amuakun Esiama, who withdrew from the party's primaries and reportedly accused the regional and constituency chairman of sabotage. While these candidates are confident of winning, the New Patriotic Party believes the occurrences will not affect the party in any way. According to the Ashanti Regional Secretary of the NPP, Sam Pine, although the independent candidates can split votes, they will not win in any of the constituencies they are contesting in. He warns that, unlike in the case of the current First Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Joseph Osei Owusu, who was granted amnesty to rejoin the party, the 6 identified persons will not be granted such favors. That's all for News Roundup from the Ashanti region. My name is Sakyi Amini Ibrahim. Many thanks for watching.
Welcome to today's edition of City News Roundup with me, Mohammed Aminu M. Alabira. In today's edition, we'll take you to Sababa Sangule, where 13 people have been remanded in prison custody in Yendi for the shooting to death of an NIA staff some weeks back over a chieftaincy-related matter. The 13 people were arrested upon invitation to the Divisional Police Command in Yendi. They are to reappear in court in 2 weeks' time. Meanwhile, the National Peace Council has denied media reports that the victim was killed while attending a meeting called by the council. The Peace Council at a press conference said the reports about the said meeting were inaccurate and should be ignored. Another issue has to do with drivers and commuters who use sections of the Eastern Corridor Road at Binda in the Nanumba South District of the Northern Region. are appealing to the government to complete the construction of the road. Portions of the Eastern Corridor Road have remained abandoned after construction started some years before 2017. Residents who live and apply such routes have described the situation as unfortunate and want authority to address it. Drivers, in particular, complain of the constant breakdown of their vehicles owing to the terrible nature of the road. For instance, at Binda, some community members recently filled portions of the road with stones to make it easy for the drivers to commute. Lastly, with just about 7 weeks to the December polls, some communities in the northern region who have not been connected to the national grid are threatening to boycott the polls. The communities, namely Bangdeyile, Sakyi, Asafoche, Kapoi, all in the Wulensi constituency, say they will not bother to cast their votes if they are not connected to the national grid. Meanwhile, City News checks indicate that the government have taken the necessary steps of connecting the named communities. That's all for today's edition of City News Roundup. Thank you for your time and stay tuned. I am Mohammed Aminu M. Alabira.
This is another edition of News Roundup from the Bono region. I am Michael Sapon Infum. The National Road Safety Authority is reporting that 243 persons have been killed in road crashes between January to September 2020 in 3 regions, namely Bono East and Half regions. Regional Manager of the National Road Safety Authority for the Bono East and Half regions, Kwesi Ejenim Boatin, disclosed this during a sensitization program for drivers at the main Sunyani lorry station. Mr. Boatin noted that the Bono East region recorded the highest incidence of road crashes on its major highways and thus urged drivers to be careful on the road. He further stated that his outfit is committed to reducing the incidence of accidents in the named regions by embarking on sustained sensitization program. He also disclosed that the NRSA has introduced road safety inspectors at the various lorry terminals to help reduce incidents of road crashes. Finally, the New Patriotic Party in the Bono region has barred Drobu-based Kiss FM for covering activities of the party and has also boycotted all programs of the station. Citing unfair treatment by the radio station, the NPP party alleged that the radio station seems to have an agenda to tarnish the image of the Member of Parliament for German South and Deputy Minister of Aviation, Yawafo. The Bono Regional Communications Director of the NPP, Seth Esaribedi, says they have officially reported the incident to the National Media Commission. That ends the news roundup from the Bono region. I am Michael Saponifu.
It's a beautiful Friday morning and welcome to the Regional News Roundup. My name is Elvis Washington from the Greater Tema area. In this edition, the Ghana National Petroleum Tanker Drivers Union yesterday embarked on a sit-down strike in protest of what they described as unfavorable working conditions. The tanker drivers, made up of petrol, diesel, gas, and other petroleum product drivers, are accusing the National Petroleum Authority of taking decisions that in most instances impact negatively on them. The Drivers Union on Monday at a press conference issued a 48-hour ultimatum to government and the NPA to, as a matter of urgency, address their concerns. Among other things, the drivers are calling on the National Petroleum Authority to issue license to owners of some 86 new filling stations that are awaiting license to operate. They are also asking for a pay rise. The chairman of the union, George Naunu, tells City News they will only return to work if their demands are met by the NPA. Moving on, President Akua is expected to tour parts of the Greater Tema area on Monday, 26th October, as part of his campaign tour ahead of the 2020 general election.
As part of the president's tour, he is expected to commission and inspect some facilities within the Greater Tema area. Meanwhile, some expectant NPP supporters within the Ashaiman constituency are accusing the municipal chief executive of Ashaiman, Albert Boachi Ochre, of doing little to develop the constituency. They fear his lack of action in lobbying for development in the constituency will negatively affect the NPP in the December polls. And finally, some developers of Obeye Gbechile, a community within the Katamanso municipality, are complaining of alleged police harassment anytime they visit their sites to develop their lands. The practice, they say, has emboldened langars in the area, a situation they bemoaned. The secretary of the Obeyes 2, Benjamin Norty, says they have thus petitioned the Inspector General of Police and the Property Fraud Unit of the Police Service to help address the situation. Developers who spoke to City News say if the situation is not addressed, they will embark on a massive demonstration to drum home their concerns. And that ends the regional news roundup from the Greater Tema area. My name is Elvis Washington.
And that's all for the regional news roundup.
Yep. Well, we do have a lot coming up in the show for you today. I'm sure you enjoyed that opening bit of music. We're gonna have a close-up with Discovery of the Week today, Elliot Lamte. Yeah, he's a fantastic musician.
I can't wait to hear his story.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to hear his story.
And our personality.
Yes.
Like, I'm super, super, super excited because anytime you go outside Ghana, you see granola bars. People are using groundnuts, cashew, tiger nuts, turning them into healthy snacks. But for some reason in Ghana, all we have are kati cake, kube cake. And sometimes the sugar is so much, you don't even taste the actual fruits, you don't taste the nuts, you don't taste anything. And these brilliant scientists has come to Ghana working out of CSIR and turning our natural fruits and nuts into bars. So
fantastic.
And then relationship.
Yes, of course.
Maintaining your individuality in a relationship. I think we all,
it's going to be interesting.
Especially women, because we chip off a bit of our individuality when we're in a relationship. I don't know if you agree.
Well, I do, but I think what happens is that there's always an alpha and a beta in a relationship. And the alphas tend to drive the relationship.
Never thought of it that way.
Yeah. All right. So, my name is David Kwaku.
And I am Dziffa Ametam. Don't go anywhere. Discovery is next.
Hi, my name is Salamatu. Yes, these are both me. You see, before free SHS, my life could have taken two very different paths. The SHS path depended on how much money my parents had, what sacrifices they were willing to make, and whether they would send me or my little brother Issa to SHS. The other part is what would have become of me if there was no free SHS. But today, thanks to free SHS, my future is bright and promising.
Congratulations, you have a name. It's a boy.
Instead of depending on others, I will stand on my own feet and help my family. Free SHS is where my dreams for a better future and the dreams of thousands of young girls become a reality. Don't let NDC take it away from us. Vote for NPP and give all Ghanaian girls a chance for a better future.
There is no promise we cannot keep. There is no commitment we cannot honor. There is no delivery we cannot guarantee. There is only one Bethel Logistics Company Limited, a licensed international freight forwarding and clearing agent, a trusted global brand with an extensive network for the movement of air freight and ocean freight worldwide. We are the trusted name for road freight into Western and Northern Africa. We are fully accredited by Ghana Customs and Excise. We cater for all your freight forwarding, customs clearing and forwarding, cross trades, inland transportation, internal cargo tracking systems, customer freight costing and consultancy, cold chain logistics management, logistics and warehousing, quality inspection, and much more. In Accra, Tema, and Takrady, we are always available to ensure easy movement of cargo countrywide. Call us on 0204 528 900 or 0244 707 859. Email info@bethellogistics.com. Locate us in Accra at North Ridge, adjacent Accra Girls High School, or in Tema at Community 4, or in Takrady on the second floor of the GCB building. Website bethellogistics.com. Bethlog, experts in shipping logistics.
Welcome back. It's time for us to meet our discovery of the week. Earlier on, we opened the show with some really good gospel music, and he's right here with us, Elliot Lante. Good morning to you.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good.
Fantastic. It's good to have you here.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, so tell us a little bit about your journey. When did music begin for you?
I would say that, well, growing up, it really began at the age of 8, but professionally, I think in 1999, 2000.
Okay.
Really, 1999, 2000, when I was part of a group called Agape Incorporated.
Okay.
And we were coming up with our second album.
Agape Incorporated?
It's in Kumasi, actually.
Okay.
And we're coming up with a third album, rather, which is Ajimai.
Okay.
So, you know, our music director, who was Kwame Boachi, currently with Cosmos Energy.
Okay.
He actually called a few of us to do the BVs there. So we're going to the studio. So that was the first time I actually had the experience of standing in the booth, in the studio with the, you know, with
the microphone,
and the microphone and with the headset, and actually to really see my voice actually being recorded. It was a good experience, and it continued on after we had released the album with a tour in the UK in 2002-03.
Wow.
Yeah, that was another wonderful experience.
What was that like? I mean, coming from, because I know that you did a lot of your schooling in Kumasi as well.
Yeah, I went to Premier College.
Okay.
But at Premier College, I was part of a group we called Gospel Singers.
Okay.
In my final year,
so you've been doing this for a while?
Oh, yeah, from church. And so in my final year, I was a music director. And then after I went on to KNUST. So at KNUST,
you're technologist.
Yeah. I was part of the group called God's Instruments.
Okay. Oh.
So when I entered KNUST, then Eradie had just been worked on.
Okay.
So Eradie is a woman.
Yes.
So I was part of the group. We did the lunch and all that, and then in my final year, I was the music director again for that group. So I also led the group to do a second album, which was Jiwaye.
Okay.
So, you know, this whole production thing has been an experience.
So you've been through
I've been in it, but not the leading person. So I learned a lot.
Okay.
And so when I finished tech, and through tech, the Lord gave me a few songs. I was writing, I started understanding how to write songs. So I wrote, and on even that album, I wrote about 2 songs.
Okay.
Yeah, on the Jiwaye album. The title track itself.
Yeah.
And then one other song.
Wow.
The answer is. Then after that, after tech, I really felt, no, I think that I need to take this a notch higher on my personal journey.
Yeah.
But I didn't start immediately. I actually moved on and was with Christ Temple ICGC.
Okay.
Yeah, where I was a praise and worship leader under the leadership of Pastor George Lai and Dr. Mensa Otaba.
Okay.
And it really shaped my spiritual understanding of music. And there the Lord really taught me a lot how to understand praise and worship and all that, and how to do it with instructions and with direction from God.
Yeah.
So by God's grace, I had a call to go and join my dad in his ministry, because my dad is a pastor.
Okay.
So he had started the ministry, and so I had to go and also join. I had a call to go and join him. So now I am there at my dad's church as a music pastor. And so that whole journey, you know, came about 2 albums. Because right after Christ Temple, you know, when I went on to my dad's church, I released the first album in 2013, which was Spirit of Worship. And then in 2017, I did The Heart of Worship. Yeah, and then from 2018, the Lord really started talking to me a lot about love. Yeah, because it all started when, you know, we were deciding the theme for that year. And the theme for that year was love, loyalty, and much grace. So I was given the opportunity to actually preach on about a series, about 4 weeks on love. And there the Lord really took me to a deeper understanding of His love. What it is, and how we have not really projected and written much about it. So I started having the inspiration of writing songs on love from 2018, and then I think that this has to be a message. So the Love Creed was actually birthed from there.
So the album is called
The Love Creed. And it just has songs on love, about the love of Christ. The fact that, you know, the difference between the blood of Jesus and the blood of the goats that was being used for our sins was that the blood of the goats and bulls had just an annual power, because every year you have to come and renew it. You know, but when Jesus came to die, His blood had an eternal power. And I believe that the difference was that there was an ingredient in that blood, which was love. So it carried a power that was eternal. And, you know.
Let's go back a little bit. You mentioned earlier about going on tour to the UK and all that, and I want to find out from you, what was that experience like, the music scene in Kumasi, and then juxtaposing with your experiences in the UK?
So Agape was blessed to have had one of the founding members, who is Bishop Francis Apon, now in Bishop Francis Apon, CCBC, in UK. He was one of the founding members, and so when Agape launched that 3rd album, he felt that he needed to give the group much exposure. So he made the arrangements for us to come over, and it was successfully done. We went through, and we went on a few tours. We did the church. We went to the church itself and some other branches of the church, and to KICC. It was a good experience because then I was getting deeper into music, you know, and then this whole experience comes. It just broadened my understanding and even give me another view of how music is like outside Ghana. You know, so...
What did you study in KNUST?
I did planning. I'm a development planner.
Talk to us about the impact of formal education on your passions. You know, if you're like me, where I'm currently like the head of planning and budget at the Office of the Head of Civil Service, it's quite tough to... The head of the Civil Service?
Yes. It's quite tough to really do with a full-blown, you know, profession. Just that it's a strong gift and a passion. So I try to combine it. So you realize that I'm not able to do too many, you know, like my other friends really do. But the strategy has been that, and I'm also a pastor, so the strategy has been that I do it incrementally. I mean, just, you know, the positive part of it is that it has given me a lot of deeper understanding, you know, about the music, the music industry, and that it also improved my writing. Yeah, it really improved my writing. It also gives me some exposure with some people that probably I wouldn't have been able to meet easily. So we could meet at a conference outside the country, and then I normally go with my music. So I might be going for a conference in maybe Qatar or somewhere, but I go with my music. When I get opportunity, when I'm not in the conference in a weekend, I make arrangements to go and minister. So I remember I was in Japan 2015. I visited a church. Although I went for an education conference and a training, I took the opportunity to visit 1 or 2 churches, and it was awesome. Wow. So someone is giving me some exposure. And it's been interesting.
Now you said the Love Creed. Let's delve into that album. What are some of the song titles in that album?
Okay, so like the track one is Your Love Is. Your Love is talking about the fact that it was love that said no. When sin took the heart of man, you know, when Adam and Eve sinned.
Okay.
Now man was separated from God. There was a gap between man and God. And God rolled out a lot of salvation strategies and plans to really draw man back. He brought in Noah. He brought in the prophets. He brought in Moses. He brought in all kinds of things to really bring man back to himself. But it never worked until Jesus came down and shed his blood. And that gap was bridged eternally. You know, so all we need to do is to just walk over that bridge and then we are saved. So
that's love is.
Yeah, so really that's love. You know, even though man was so wicked and stubborn, you know, as I was learning about love, there's one Hebrew word that came up was hupomone. And hupomone simply means that God's unrelenting you know, love towards us. Even in our wickedness,
He doesn't give up.
He doesn't give up on us, you know. And that's how love is. Love doesn't give up. That's why marriage is tough. You know, I mean, things may not be going on, but if you truly love the person, you need to roll out. You need to build your sleeves and give out.
What are some of the other titles on there?
We also have Sing of Your Love. We also have Your Love Is. We also have Take All of Me. And we also have Press Thy Word. Okay. Press Thy Word into my heart so that it will glorify your name. And then I picked a few Ghana local songs. Okay. You know, or Danny Ofefe. Yeah. And I just tried to bring it out a bit. Yeah. And then Woblematessa Jehovah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then
our Rock of Ages.
Yes, our Rock of Ages. And then I also wrote this other part, which was Nyame Basakro. We added it. And then I also did this other Nyame Basakro with Koda and OJ. Okay. We jointly wrote that song together. Yeah. And it's one of the songs that it's so lovely. I tried to bring a contemporary high life, you know, into it. Okay. Yeah, you know, a more contemporary high life.
So the styles that you use, the genres of music that you use, apart from the street gospel style that we know, which is more churchy than anything else. You mentioned high life. Is there any other style that you explore?
Yeah, I also, I'm not too good at it, but I try doing reggae. Okay. I try to do a bit reggae. You know, the thing about when you really engage in music and you really do a lot at church, the Holy Spirit tries to, you know, empower you with some other journeys so that you can spread out your wings.
Where can people find your music?
Currently, you can go on iTunes. It's on all the digital stores. iTunes, Deezer, is on Spotify. This whole album is there. Yeah, and there are other songs on my previous album that are there. And you can also, on YouTube, I have a couple of videos. You can subscribe to my channel and have more.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Where can people follow you on social media?
You can follow me on Facebook, Elliot Lamte. You can follow me on Twitter. EliotLamte.3. You can follow me on Instagram, EliotLamteGH, and on YouTube is EliotLamteGH.
All right.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, Elliot, thank you very much for sharing this with us.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate the time.
Yeah, we've been speaking with Elliot Lamte, who will give us some really, really good music. I want to hear more from him later in the show, but let's take a look at his music video.
Twas love that said no when sin took my heart. Your love has found me. I am favored and justified. Twas love that said no when sin took my heart. I will lift up my head, cause my help comes from the Lord, and great is his mercy towards me. In the name of the Lord, I'm more than a conqueror, cause by your love I've overcome. Revealed in man for humanity. 'Twas love that said no when sin took the world. See, love is God's plan, revealed in man for humanity. 'Twas love that said no when sin took the world. I will lift up, come on, I will lift up my head, cause my help comes from the Lord, and great is his mercy towards me. You can declare it to yourself. In the name of the Lord, in the name of the Lord, I'm more than a conqueror, cause by your love I've overcome. We will lift up our hands. We will lift up our head, cause our help comes from the Lord, and great is his mercy towards us. In the name of the Lord, in the name of the Lord, we are more than conquerors, and by his love we've overcome. Oh, your love is incredible. Your love is so amazing. Your love is unbelievable. That's what your love is. Your love is incredible. Jesus, your love, your love is unbelievable. That's what your love is.
Close-up deep action with antibacterial mouthwash formula and deep cleaning gel. Close-up deep action. Enjoy long-lasting fresh breath.
Welcome back. It's Breakfast Daily on CCTV. Thank you so much for staying with us. Now, agriculture is a sector that we all admit needs to be innovated so that we can really develop this country. There's a young man working with our farmers to turn our fruits and nuts into healthy snacks. And today we're going to learn all about his journey. He left Ghana over 20 years ago, worked with multinationals in Canada in the food space. Then he came back. When you talk about brain gain, it does not get any better than this. I'm talking about Bentel Opoku, CEO of Nature's Treasure Foods. If you have any questions for him throughout our conversation, let us know with the hashtag Breakfast Daily, and the WhatsApp line is 0550585832. If you're outside Ghana, you can use the country code +233, and I'll ask the questions for you. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, snacks. Why
Yes.
snacks?
Snacks, simply because we want to serve people deliciously. The only way, or one of the easiest ways to serve people deliciously is being able to package it in a way that they will forget about the misconceptions about what is healthy. Because in the past, people have this misconception that healthy stuff don't taste good.
Yeah.
So we decided that the best way to package it is to put it in a form of snack that people can be served deliciously.
Now, you're a scientist, a bit.
Yes.
We'll talk about your life.
We'll talk about
Where did you grow up? What did you do as a child?
I grew up here. I grew up in Tema. I'm from Tema.
You're a Tema boy.
I grew up in Tema, yes. Then went to school a bit at Prempeh College.
Okay.
I'm a strong amount for. And then from there.
What did you study at Prempeh?
Science.
Science.
I did.
What did you like about science?
I did biology and chemistry. What did I like about science? It's because I was able to get, science gives definite positions on things, right? So if it's scientifically proven, then it's definite.
Yeah.
So it's just the ability to have definite in some of the things that I.
You didn't find it difficult? Most of us find science so difficult.
It is difficult, but I think everything is difficult, but you just have to work at it. Yeah. So I think that's what it is. It's more of being determined to do what you want to do.
Okay. Now, how did you end up in Canada?
My parents. So my parents, both my father and mother, lived in Canada. So went to Canada at a very young age.
Okay.
Continued my high school in Canada.
How was that like?
It was
leaving.
The transition at that time was a bit challenging.
Why?
Because young guy coming from Ghana, you get to Canada, they put you through high school, speaking with a strong Ghanaian accent. People are looking at you, the African boy. You understand? So those are the things that you go through.
But how did you handle that? Feeling like I'm a black guy. Not only am I a black guy, I'm an African, and even when I participate in class, the students will turn and look, who's that person?
I think what helped was that I remember my dad always told us that where you are now, you have to be twice better than those that you're competing against. Because if you're as good as them, nobody will recognize you. Yeah. So that with that mentality, we decided that we'll work hard at whatever that we do.
Okay.
And when it gets to a place where they know that you are beyond just being black or from Africa, but you come with the substance, yes, the merit, then it changes the whole narrative.
Okay. What did you study in uni?
University. So university, I did arts and science. So part of it, I did my political science and economics, and I also did biochemistry.
Why the blend?
Because initially, I was going into a full science program.
Okay.
So I was going into an engineering program.
Okay.
I wanted to go into engineering. And along the way, I changed.
Okay.
Because I realized I wanted to become a lawyer.
Why law?
Why law? Because at that time, I thought that being a lawyer, puts you in a position. And also, I think at the time, the reason I wanted to be a lawyer is because I had a passion to help those who have been wrongly accused and stuff like that. For whatever reason, I had a strong passion for that. So I wanted to be a lawyer. And if not necessarily practicing law, but use that to put me in a position where I'll be able to speak for those who are, yes.
Okay. Now, how did you end up in the food scene?
So after university, I got my first job at Nestle Canada. Nestle Canada, I did some key work with coffee. Work with coffee. So we check the finance of the coffee to make sure that it meets specifications and whatnot. And from Nestle, then I went to Maple Leaf Foods.
Okay.
So Maple Leaf is where everything happened. So I got into Maple Leaf Food a year and a half from Nestle Canada. Okay. Maple Leaf Food is a huge meat. It's not just meat. I started from the meat section. So going to Maple Leaf Food, they have the breast section. They have different types of food products that they do over there. So go to Maple Leaf Foods, then that's where the passion started developing. So it was through Maple Leaf that I learned the systems. You know, Jack Ma from Alibaba, big organizations, you learn systems. When the small ones, you learn the passion for the business. So I started with the systems for Maple Leaf. So it is through Maple Leaf that I got into serious training about food processing.
What did you learn that was so different from what you knew in Ghana?
Oh, what I learned that was so different. A lot. And one thing that stood out for me, and I think it was part of the reason that led us into where we are today. One thing that stood out was their understanding of waste and how we convert waste into a finished product and make it useful for people.
So upcycling.
Upcycling, yes. Conversion of waste, elimination of waste, increasing of productivity, and taking the basic things and adding value to it. So it is all of that Maple Leaf were very critical about what yields are, like what are you gaining from what you put in such a way that we are not throwing away anything. So I learned that, and being a big organization, I took advantage of the training programs, and it enrolled me. They really invested in me, enrolled me in different programs with food, in food technology and all. And
what were some of the programs you participated in, and how did that really expand your perception of where we could go as a country with the basic things we have?
Yeah, so with Maple Leaf, I did a lot in recipe formulation, food processing, recipe development, food safety, food security, and what we call food defense also, which is, all these things have to come together at one point to bring us to a place where we know that we are preserving enough. We are doing adequate preservation in everything that we are doing, that we are not throwing away anything. And food waste management, right? Whereby, you go to some of these places like Agboboshi, the people with the ripe plantains, and they ripe and then they throw it away. And then you look at it and you say a lot could have been done with it. And the good news is that we have the capacity in Ghana to start converting more of those into a finished product. So
connect the dots for me, because here you are, a young man in Canada, seeing people really make good use of waste, and then you're coming from a country where when pear is in season, our farmers can produce so much pear, the market women will just throw a lot away because there's nowhere else to take it. Mangoes, banana, pineapple. What was going through your mind?
So when I decided I wanted to come and do something like this in Ghana, with the team, we came in, I think about 4 or 5 years ago, and what you just mentioned is what we saw, that the post-harvest loss. So that maybe when certain produce are in season, I believe that there are certain seasons that we throw away more produce than what we use as a country. And I think the answer is very simple, is that we are not processing. We are not adding value to our product. We've been stuck at a position where we believe in trading in raw materials rather than conversion of raw materials. Or processing of the raw material into some form of finished product, and that is where the challenge is even now. But I think Ghana is in a better position now, because I believe there are more people like myself, and I see a lot of made in Ghana products out there that are very, very impressive, that I think people are now catching on to it. We are not anywhere there yet, but I think we are starting off well.
But what came into mind as you're in Canada, I'm sure enjoying your life, living your best life, to say, I'm going to come to Ghana and tackle this issue? Because Nkrumah talked about it, successive governments have talked about it. We all know that we need to turn our raw materials into finished products, and we need to move up the food value chain.
Yes.
what was the light bulb that made you say, I'm gonna go back home and I'm going to solve this problem?
Okay, so from Maple Leaf, I went to work at a place called Taste of Nature. And Taste of Nature, we did a similar thing like this. And looking at and I was in a position where I was able to see a lot of the information with regards to where our products are coming from, our raw materials. And I realized that most of the raw materials were coming from this part of the world, you know, either from Ghana, from Ivory Coast, South Africa, Nigeria, all the fruits and nuts, cocoa, all of that. So I looked at it and said, and after coming here and seeing the wastage that goes on, post-harvest losses, so then I came to realize, why don't I, you know, come here and let's add value to waste. Let's just add value to waste. So I spoke to my partners from Canada, the team, amazing team, who bought into the vision, gave their full commitment, and we decided, you know, we'll come in, just the little that we can do. And also, we were also sold on the idea that I think the country was in a position to move in that direction with the introduction of the 1D, 1F, which over there, when
you hear it, you really think we're going to
it's very encouraging that if the country is heading into that direction, then let's start with it, better than joining it after. So we decided that we'll come in and do the little that we can do. And, you know, we are grateful that, you know, by God's grace, we've been able to come to where we are today.
So let's talk about where you started from, because for me, I know that's a cake, I know could be cake, but to have cocoa, cashew, coconut, you know, so you have your nuts in here, you have some cocoa in here, all sourced locally into this product. And usually when you see packaged products, you think that the ingredients are not healthy because they have like maybe corn syrup, all kinds of flavored ingredients. But yours, it's not the case, you know. So talk to us about the process.
So our product, the goal of the product is to serve health deliciously. And that is our tagline, health served deliciously, you understand? Yeah, so
health served deliciously.
Yes.
Why health served? Because when people think healthy, they don't think delicious.
And then I think that is the reason. The reason is that when people think healthy, they think it has to be something that is not tasteful or whatever.
Okay, so let me take it to the test. I'm gonna try
take the
this
test.
one.
Yes, I think we should.
And then you explain health served delicious.
It will go against the name.
Cashew, coconut.
You realize that when you actually taste, you won't share. Even though the name is called share. But when you taste, you might not share.
Why?
Because it's too delicious to share sometimes.
Okay. So the ingredients, I taste the cocoa.
Yeah, so the ingredients and there's cashew. Yes, real cashew.
There's real coconut.
Everything that goes into our product, these are all natural ingredients. There's no chemicals added. We are not adding any sugar to it. Every ingredient that goes into the product is an ingredient that can be eaten as if they are. And then we combine them and bring them to a desired temperature, and then we mold them.
Now you work out of CSIR.
Yes, we work
Why
at CSIR. CSIR, Amazing Resources, Food Research Institute, FRI, you know, and we went there because we wanted to do things very right in this country. And the goal is not only to produce for Ghana, but to be able to showcase made in Ghana goods overseas and be competitive. And to do that, it means that it needs to be done in such a way that we are meeting, you know, certifications and we're meeting all standards. So CSIR, Food Research Institute, we've been able to develop a really, really good relationship with them.
Wow.
And the resources there, you know, are just amazing.
So you tap into the scientists there as well.
We tap into their, you know, really helpful people. And we have become a team. I think it's a relationship we've developed that will go on for the rest of our career.
So entrepreneurs who are watching us, where do they start from? They see a problem, maybe the agri value chain. How do they uniquely position themselves from your own experience, seeing the problem and finding partners to work together to solve it?
My advice to them would be that once you realize a problem, I think the next stage is to be to find a solution to it. And fortunately, we have resources in this country that they can tap into when they don't have the full understanding, when they are not sure whether what they are thinking about is doable or not. And such place will be the Food Research Institute under the CSIR. And they go there, and the people there will give you the ultimate, attention and lead you to where you want to go. So when we came in and we went there, we partnered with them to start our production, and they've been helpful since in terms of our standardization of our product and making sure that we do things right and helping us go through to FDA, getting our FDA certifications and all of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're next going to talk about moving Ghana from the position of supplier of raw materials in the global value chain, because there's something the researchers call like the triangle, where the people who make the least are usually at the very bottom, and the people who make the most are at the very top. And you were with the people who made the most at the very top, and you've come back to say, how do I get my country to go from the bottom to be part of those people? We're talking to Bento Opoku, who's the CEO of Nature's Treasure Foods. He's come to Ghana after working in the food chain for over 16 years in Canada to help us turn our raw materials, dried fruits, nuts, other things, all natural, into healthy snacks so that Ghana can finally say we're sending finished products out of the continent. And even when you go to your store shelves, you can actually buy healthy products. Why were you so passionate about this?
The passion, I think, is derived from the fact that the ingredients could be in abundance. And I didn't say they are in abundance. It could be in abundance in this country. And the reason I say that is because until you start processing, you don't really know how much ingredients you have. We try, but once we start converting raw materials into finished goods, what that also does is that it increases capacity building for these people. If what you're producing, if all the plantains that are coming in, if all the fruits and nuts, the mangoes, the pineapple, the bananas, the coconuts, this one has coconuts in it as well. So the coconut, if the coconuts are not just going to sit there where it is not being used, but we are actually going to convert it into coconut powder, desiccated coconut, and it's going to be added into a snack or any other product, then we realize that even as a country, we need to produce more coconut. Because the moment you convert, you shrink, there's a shrinkage. And because it's being preserved, and these are all dry fruits and nuts with a shelf life of about a year.
Wow.
You understand?
How do you preserve it? Because if you buy coconuts in a day, it'll go bad.
No, the preservation is done by reducing the moisture content of the product. So once we bring the moisture content to a desirable content, then the product can stay for not less than a year for dry fruits and nuts. You understand? So once we're able to convert these raw materials into even a semi-finished goods, we increase the value of the product. And not only do we increase the value of the semi-finished product, we also begin to increase our capacity, because then the demand for, we realize that it's no longer a matter of 20 baskets, because 20 baskets is only giving us
one small
whatever amount
bag
of semi-finished product. So we need to go to about 100 baskets.
So what that means is you're now providing a bigger income opportunity for the farmer who would usually throw away the excess fruits if there's no market for it. They now have an outlet.
That is the whole idea. And then that is what is different about what we are trying to do. is that right from the farmer to the person who takes it at home, like you are, eating it, get the full benefit of the whole supply chain is benefited in a way that makes sense, but not, just throwing things away or overproducing and not knowing what to do with it. Because there shouldn't be such thing as overproducing. There shouldn't be such thing as, in season, we are throwing away too many things. Such things should not exist. I believe that we have the capacity as a people to convert it to either semi-finished or finished produce. And anytime we add value along the line, we increase capacity at the bottom.
Let's talk about helping us make use of ingredients that we have in abundance, but we don't necessarily have an acquired taste for yet. I found it interesting that one of your products has baobab and moringa, which we have them in abundance, but a lot of us don't really, we've not acquired the taste for them.
Yeah. So one of the things that we aspire to do is to bring ingredients that are very familiar to us, like moringa, baobab, tiger nut. People know this name, but when you ask people to drink even moringa tea, people will be a bit hesitant because maybe it might not taste good or not. And now we are in a situation, with COVID and everything, where our health is more important than any other thing. So the way to do that is to be able to formulate it in such a way that it is delicious, that people, even though they are enjoying it with a serving of moringa in it, but because of the addition of the other fruits and nuts, it compensates the taste, and people are able to enjoy it without knowing that they are even enjoying baobab or they are enjoying moringa, even though there will be a pinch of moringa. But because of the combination of the other ingredients, it makes it easier for people to consume.
Why these ingredients? Because when I think of the farmer up north, maybe not having a local market for baobab, and now you guys existing to say, come to us, the impact is. Did you have all these people in mind?
We did, and one thing we also had in mind was not to do what every snack producer is doing, because we truly believe that we have certain unique ingredients to us that will help us compete on the world stage, and that is bringing what is Ghanaian to the rest of the world. So made in Ghana to the world. So that means we have to be able to use certain ingredients that it might be known in some part of the world, but it's never been converted or put into a product like this. And that should be our identity as a snack manufacturing company that always uses unique ingredients that are common to people in our region, but wouldn't otherwise consume in their raw state.
Let's talk about your journey as an entrepreneur, coming back to Ghana, quitting your job. What were some of the challenges? Because we always get to see the success stories, we don't see the struggles. How difficult was the transition?
It's been difficult. We are still in it.
What are some of the difficulties?
Some of the difficulties,
yes, people who want to come back home and say, I can do it in a week. Come to Ghana, start a business, and have a product.
Yeah, I think for maybe first I will say to people who are not in the country, and they hear that,
come back home
and come and do things, bring in, which is all good, but they shouldn't come with the expectation that it is done overnight, because it is not done overnight. Because coming in here, building a team of people who will buy into what we want to do, people have tried it and they gave up. Our suppliers, developing a relationship with all the suppliers so that they can be consistent. Because they produce and people say they will buy it and maybe they never do, they think that is the same. So developing that relationship with our suppliers, and thank God we have really good suppliers who are helping us with our ingredients, and they come already certified and very well positioned to help us also give the product that we are giving to people. And also relationship with personnel. I think that the biggest thing for us if NTF, Nature's Treasure Foods, the share brand, if it's going to go anywhere, depends on our employees. The relationship we have with our employees. Our employees are our everything.
And they are mostly women. Why?
They are mostly women.
Why?
I think it's also for women empowerment. We are looking at how do we help some of the marginalized in our society. That is the poor farmer in the north, the young woman who is not able to get a job because of a reason or two. How do we focus on those who are somehow marginalized and bring them to a place where they can become confident in themselves and also gain something that will be helpful to their livelihood. And that's what we're doing.
What has been the biggest mistake you've made?
The biggest mistake I've made is thinking that it was going to be easy.
Why? What did you think was going to happen when you packed up your bags and came
I thought that was going to happen overnight. I thought that I was going to come in and bring the idea. Everybody will buy into the idea. It's because it's good for the nation. And that wasn't the case. Just that we have to start from scratch, step by step, all the way.
What experience has humbled you most? Continue, and then you answer this one.
Yeah, so step by step. But I think we've been able to also enjoy some of the resources also of the government. I think it's contributing a lot to, especially the support and advice from agencies like maybe SM Bank, towards their help towards local SMEs and all of that. But other than that, what has been the most humbling experience? I think the most humbling experience has been the fact that when you come here, you have to allow Ghana to teach you how Ghana works.
How? What do you mean?
You have to allow Ghana to teach you how Ghana works.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that you cannot come and impose what you think you know on Ghanaians. I think Ghanaians have a way of doing things. So it's a matter of being humble and learning the inroads of how business is done in Ghana. In the sense that suppliers think differently, maybe because of how they've been dealt with in the past. Even employees think differently until you train them and bring them to a place where they can meet your expectations. So it's a matter of hard work and persistence. Hard work and persistence, and you never throw in the towel.
But coming from where you came from, working with global giants in the food space, understanding what it means to upscale materials that we just throw away, like we're literally throwing millions of dollars away each year because we don't know how to preserve these fruits, we don't know how to preserve these ingredients. Is there anything wrong with feeling like we need to work with a bit of urgency to take advantage of this billion-dollar industry that we're still tiny players in?
Yes, definitely. And that is the urgency that should drive you to not give up no matter the resistance you face. Because you face a lot of resistance, even from your own employees, because they don't see it the way you see it. So it's been, our journey has been that not only are we employing people, but also bringing them to a place where they understand what we understand, the vision that we have, what we see that they don't see, that everything that is being thrown away is something that can be converted into something like this, or in a form that can be packaged and be sold to individuals that can keep it into their homes for days, for months, for maybe for years. And also the same thing, it could be something that can also be exportable, that we can send it outside and bring in these foreign revenues that we need so much in this country. So it's a challenge, but I truly believe that as more entrepreneurs, I think the number is going up by the day in Ghana. We get to understand what we have and what it is that can be done to it or with it. They'll begin to see that not only the whole journey becomes interesting, and we are really enjoying what we are doing. We're enjoying it. Our employees are enjoying it. Our partners are enjoying it.
But how do we get the country to a point where 50% of the snacks on our food shelves in some of our major supermarkets will be made in Ghana snacks, as opposed to walking into a store, seeing a foreign brand with a line that says our cocoa is from Ghana, but the chocolate is not from Ghana? How do we get the country to that point?
Support for local SMEs, resources. I think there should be resources for them. SMEs should have access to funding because people want to do it. You look at a package like this, you go to the shops and it is sitting there, and people first are attracted by the package because they don't think that it's from Ghana until they look at the back and they see that it's made in Ghana. And it's costly to be competitive. So we need resources in the country. Local SMEs needs to be fully supported. And I think also that we have to also create some form of training environments through agencies like Food Research Institute, whereby people will be able to bring what they are thinking, and then they will be able to lead them in a direction that can bring us to a place where we are actually putting a finished product. It doesn't even have to be finished product.
Just find a place in the supply chain.
It can be a semi-finished product. I think as a country we should come to a place where we are not thinking about, we think beyond shipping raw materials, but anything after raw material
is good enough.
It's good enough.
Where do we contact you? Where do we find you? Because we're all going to make sure that Nature's Treasure Foods become that big brand out of Ghana.
So Nature's Treasure Foods, right now we have 3 variants that are available, which is the cocoa, cashew, coconut, this one here. And then we have the superfruit, moringa and ginger, and then the tiger nut baobab. We are in all the supermarkets.
What's your social media handle?
Share Snack Bites.
Share Snack Bites.
Share Snack Bites.
Is there a number to contact you if we want more information?
Yes. The number is 054-823-0579.
Thank you so much, Bento.
Thank you for having me.
For being with us, for really teaching us what it means to come back home, invest your skills and talents into our development. And I think because of entrepreneurs like you, we can really move from where we've been as suppliers of primary products to the world as bottom, raw material producers to people who are actually supplying the world with high quality, delicious, finished
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me and for the opportunity that you've given us.
Thank you. And thank you for staying. I hope you've been inspired. There are so many opportunities within the agricultural value chain that you can find yourself in, whether you want to be the person who will process the waste of fruits that we just throw away each year, if you want to be the person who turns them into finished products, if you want to be the person who makes it easier for these entrepreneurs to get access to market, both locally and internationally, the opportunities are endless. Don't go anywhere. Breakfast Daily will be right back.
2 weeks ago, I had nowhere to turn to. I needed funds urgently. That's when I ran into Wafakofi. It's you, Wafakofi.
Hello.
It's good I saw you here.
Really?
You know, with businesses restarting after the lockdown, getting funds has been really difficult to pay for some of the goods in high demand, and my supply is no longer selling on credit.
Sister Ama, my financial partner is Advanced Savings and Loans. Advanced stayed by my side all through the COVID crisis. They offered me grace period. They also gave me advice on how to manage my business, and now they are here to help me clear my containers by offering me a loan.
Are you sure they are giving out loans even during the COVID pandemic?
Yes, Advanced Ghana has you covered.
So that's how I got a loan to stock up my shop.
Call us on 0800 355 355 or visit our nearest branch for our various loan and deposit products. Advance, your preferred financial partner.
During tough times, we need a competent leader we can trust to keep us all safe.
Nana gave me free water when I needed it most to keep me clean and safe from COVID-19.
Nana gave me lower cost of internet during COVID-19 to operate my small business from home.
Nana told us to trust him to keep our children safe from COVID-19 when we send them back to school. Nana was right.
Nana gave me free electricity in my hour of need during COVID-19.
Nana told us to trust him to keep Ghana safe from COVID-19.
If you win, no one win like that planet. My baby, hold you low.
Sunana Abdulrazak. Last week, I received a message from Bet Planet. Come on, now win golden ticket. Nadan je saya ma Mercedes Benz na. Don ba ku yadda ba kuma gashi nan ga suna na kai. Bangare na gora kaman gaskiya ne. Mun na sun ce na gode Bet Planet. Na gode ma kowa.
If you win, no one win like Bet Planet. My baby, hold you low. If you win, no one win like Bet Planet.
I met this guy a few months ago. I had a serious crush on him, so did he, because he told my friend about it. I waited for him to make a move, but he didn't, and so I did. I told him how much I liked him, and he said he liked me too. Then he later slowed things down even though we were not dating. I soon realized that a lot of ladies were also crushing on him, so I backed off because I'm the jealous type. He then told me he likes me, but couldn't date me because he's not financially stable. And I respected his decision. The problem now is he doesn't want me to date anyone. And he's not ready to date me either, but wants to have me around. He initially told me that I can accept another person's proposal as long as it would make me happy. I found someone that loves me, and I've decided to tell him. Now he's acting cold towards me. He's a nice person, but since he can't date me, I have to move on. Now I feel like I'm hurting him, and I want to know if I did the right thing by telling him. Should I have just kept things to myself? This lady wants to know.
I've never seen any guy that likes a girl and is okay with them moving on. Like you're gonna be so possessive over her and make sure that you can do whatever it is to keep her.
You have every right on this planet to move on with your life. If he told you I don't have money and you really loved him, you would insist. You say, you know what, let's try it.
Sister is sponsored by Vodafone. The future is exciting, ready and secure. You decide.
On Footprints this weekend, journalist and politician Fritz Baffo continues telling his riveting story.
I used to do my Idi Amin,
That's
would
true.
do
I
his Jerry
remember
Rawlings
that. I
and all that
remember
kind
that.
of thing. It
You
was
still
good fun.
remember those lines, Idi Amin, and the kind of things he used to do?
Thank you very much. It's very nice to meet you. All that accent. I like accents. But so with that, I started full-time emceeing and doing stand-up comedy and everything. And I ended up in Nigeria. I started Sincerely Yours.
Yes.
Okay.
That was the program.
Yeah, I started Sincerely Yours. And, you know, it was very difficult getting a camera. So I bought myself a Super VHS camera, which didn't give out the best, but at least, you know, so I had to pick up the kind of things that would make people interested.
Yeah.
All right. And that means I was the first independent producer. So I bought time on the air and I filled it with my program, the content. You know, it is wrong that because of your political leanings, you'll be made hungry or you'll be restricted from advancing. So I said, I'll do my damnedest best to get rid of that government so that we could do something different. All right. So I decided to stand. It was very difficult. What you're saying is true. When I was going to stand in my area, I had people who said I wasn't a gun.
Footprints airs this and every Saturday at 9 a.m. with a repeat on Sunday at 4 p.m. only on City TV.
Footprints is sponsored by Bethel Logistics Company Limited, experts in shipping logistics.
Yehovah, when you many nara, come forward, Yakutu, you're sorry, you yame basakro, yeah, ora, me kutu, me sorry, me yame basakro, yeah, ora. Echa aba no konkro eni maflo nyame basakra anyway echa aba no konkro eni maflo nyame basakra anyway radi echa aba no konkro eni maflo nyame basakra anyway echa aba anywhere I Yesu mune matingina matinkwani wo me kutu me sorry ma jinkwapa okrunkrunye onwanweni mishira wo Yesu mune matingina matinkwani wo me kutu me sorry ma jinkwapa okrunkrunye wanwendi mishira wo yendi maflo nyame basakura anyway echa apa krunkrun yendi maflo nyame basakura anyway okru sanyame yendi maflo nyame basakura anyway yendi maflo nyame basakura we are my home here for Jesus Christ, Shaswa ejina eja oba no kronko yendi mafo ojana hini frisuro bewuti mene wonkwa ositi Basakro. Yawanyame Basakro. Yahon Kro. Yanyame Basakro. Jesus Christ. One more time. Yawanyame Basakro. Yawanyame Basakro. Yahon Kro. Yanyame Basakro. Jesus Christ. Sakyi, I won't play my Sakyi, I need JB Feale Ake, Bohe Walena, Monyo ya, I need JB Feale Ake, Bohe Walena, Monyo, won't play my Sakyi.
Such beautiful, beautiful music by Elliot Lamptey. That's just fantastic. It's time for us to talk about entertainment, and my guests are right here with me. I have Emmanuel Sapong, who is a host on City Countdown on City TV, and also I have Kwame Dazi. He's here as the entertainment journalist, and he does a lot of other things, you know. But let me introduce them. Hi guys.
Hi.
What do you do?
I do everything apart from gossiping.
Such an irony.
Okay.
I don't like talking about people.
Okay, I'm not sure.
I like talking about issues.
If he's rather reversed the issue on top of his head or what. I mean, I don't know what he's trying to. What's he getting at?
Seriously.
You come 3 times a week. On traffic every day to come and talk about people,
about issues.
Professional concern.
Yeah, professional concern. I think that's what it is. That's what's up. Anyway, guys, you're welcome.
Thank you.
So, how have you been?
We've been good, Charlie. Yeah.
What do you think of the music?
I felt the presence of the Holy Spirit.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Amen. You felt it too?
First and present the Lord.
Did you feel it?
I felt it.
You felt it? You didn't feel it, but you felt it.
I felt it. I mean, the sound is beautiful.
I was just fascinated by the fact that even though there was no percussionist here, you could hear, you could almost feel as if there's a percussion going on in the background, you know.
The skill is amazing.
Just beautiful music. Anyway, let's get into the entertainment topics for today. What's going on?
I think we need to talk about NSAS protests and how Ghanaian celebrities got involved in this whole issue. You know, there were commentary from various people. How do you call it? Celebrities the world over. We had people from everywhere talking about Nigeria and the fact that they needed to put a stop to the SARS thing there. Now, some people in Ghana, I mean, some celebrities in Ghana also added their voice to it, talking about the likes of Manifest, Lydia Forson, Yvonne Nelson. Who else? Medical spoke about it. Yes. Earlier on, you remember people were mad at Sakyi for not commenting.
For not speaking up. Yeah.
Later on, we saw posts from Sakyi as well.
We did, yeah.
And what has become the issue for discussion is the fact that some people think that these celebrities should not be involved in some of these discussions. They think that they should be in their corner, especially at a time when their corner is show business. Talk about movies, music, talk about dance, fashion, talk about what you do for a living. So they believe that at a point in time where, especially when people were calling on our president to talk about what is going on in Nigeria, and Lydia Forson and Yvonne, some of them also spoke about it. There were some people who thought that, oh, you guys, this is not your field. You think this is acting or this is showbiz. Just concentrate on what you're doing and leave this to the people who understand international relations and diplomacy. And so the question is, at what point in time...
I don't think those comments are fair, though. Those people calling for that.
They're not fair. But we are happy that at least we know that when something is happening in somebody else's country, you can also say you're not bothered. You know,
you just speak on it.
Exactly. You should also show concern. And that is what our people are doing right here. Everybody is talking about it. Why is it that our celebrities talk about it and we think that they don't need to talk about it?
But it's interesting because for me, initially it was about why is Sakyi not talking? He's done so many collaborations with Nigerians. Why is he not talking? You know, and so on and so forth. Then he speaks up. Then there's now a backlash like you celebrities keep quiet. Don't talk.
What do you know?
Even when the president spoke on the matter, people were forcing him to speak. President talk, Nana talk, Nana talk. When he spoke, the same people said, you know what, you shouldn't have even spoken at all. Because whatever you said did not even make any sense. You get. But the issue here is, I think, not to fault our celebrities, but I think they represent or they stand in a particular position where they carry a lot of power and impact. Even for social media influencers, you could see followers of these influencers forcing them or pushing them to say something. Some of them are even telling some of these influencers that, oh, why you have followers? Why don't you speak to your people in Nigeria and get something? You see, there's this understanding of social media that many people have not caught on with just yet. And many people think that issues like NSAS, you know, could be done with just a tweet, or it could be ended with just a tweet. But we've seen that it's gone beyond just, you know, tweeting about it. What I think our celebrities could do, you know, is that because they stand at the door of information, they could speak to people who are in that expertise and get the right information to pass it on to their followers. Because when the followers come to you and push you to speak, they just want you to speak, but at the same time, you have to find that avenue to educate. You get it? For someone like Yvonne Nelson, Yvonne Nelson says something about Nanado's silence, you know, contributing to the lives or the loss of lives in Nigeria. To the point where Medical had to comment on that tweet and say, Yvonne Nelson, it doesn't work like that. Do you get what I'm saying? So you see that the gap here is that, then the reason why the people will say focus on what you do is because, we wanted you to talk, but it looks like you yourself, you don't even know how things work.
Do you know what? Let's take a look at some of the tweets. I think we should look at Yvonne Nelson's first. Let's take a look at some of the tweets and then we will continue the conversation. So Yvonne Nelson says, our president must show leadership on this matter, else he becomes complicit in the senseless killing of innocent and defenseless protesters. I don't see what's wrong with this tweet.
Now, how does the president become complicit in
so here's the thing.
That is my issue.
So here's the thing. First of all, our president is not just our president.
That's right.
He's also the chairman of ECOWAS.
That's right.
Right? So we typically like to sit and wait and let the international world come to our help and our aid when there's trouble.
Right.
This thing that Yvonne has said here, the way I saw it, okay, when I saw it first, was that as chairman of the ECOWAS region, you've been handed over accountability for the region. So if the most populous corner of the region is under threat, I think that the least we can see is to see some kind of activity, you know, that you are doing something about it. Now, there could be backdoor action. There could be backdoor action. But if there is backdoor action, we don't know that. Do you see that
so
thing?
you rather want the president come and say, okay, we are speaking
you
to
don't even need to say too much. But let us know that something's happening. Then we can say, okay, he's not asleep. Something's happening.
I wouldn't want to look at the propriety or otherwise of the statement that Yvonne Nelson made. We saw many people, some politicians also make similar statements. Nobody told them to concentrate on their business. My point is that we will not say the same things at the same time. People have different opinions.
Yes, right. And even so, different ways of approaching issues. So, in as much as I agree that if you're a celebrity and you want to speak to an issue, get your facts right. I also want to say that it doesn't matter what you do. You should have a voice on anything. I agree with that nobody should shut you up because they think that you belong to a certain group of people. I agree with that 100%. And that is the problem that I have with people who are telling these celebrities. You know, the medical response to Yvonne Nelson was solid. He didn't disagree with Yvonne Nelson because he thought that Yvonne Nelson was a musician, was an actress, or a celebrity. But he was disagreeing based on the merit, on the text that she posted. But there are people who are telling these celebrities not to speak, not because of, let's say, what they are saying, but because of who they are. And they think that, you see, this thing has been with us for a long time. The perception that if you are a creative, stay in your space. You are not so intelligent to engage in some of these discussions. And that is false. I think it's completely unacceptable.
Let me just chip in something quickly. Ojo Nagalo of Manchester United, who is a Nigerian, right, after the Champions League match, recorded a video, adding his voice to the End SARS protest. Now, that particular video was the most popular video on the campaign in the UK. It went through Sky Sports, BT, just name it, he just went through. And people actually believe it was that video that actually triggered the response of the EU.
Wow.
Now, we can say that he's a footballer, so he should stick to his football. His football,
it's like what do you know?
What do you know? You get me? But his voice resounded in the corridors of the EU, all right? And the EU actually released a statement, even before the ECOWAS released a statement. So some people actually believe that it was because of the pressure of the EU releasing the statement first. And that is why the ECOWAS had to come and say, look, we can take charge of our affairs. These people are going to come in. Already the US are now probing, into these issues that the people involved should be, penalized and so on and so on. But that's just another topic for another day. But what we are trying to say is creatives, artisans, whatsoever, they have a voice. And that is what democracy is for. It's just that the platform of Twitter has become, it's the freedom is so much that you can just sit at the comfort of your home and tweet anything. You get it.
That's true. I'm fully in agreement with what you're saying. Let's quickly take a look at a manifest tweet, and then we'll go into the. Okay. So before we take a look at manifest tweet, I think that it's so important. Like what we've been saying right now. Look. The followership. If somebody has 1 million followers,
that's right.
The person didn't just get up in the morning and have 1 million followers.
That's the whole constituency.
It is a very serious platform for influencing people and their thought. You see, so when we talk about influencers, I think a lot of people don't understand what that means. It's thought influencing. You are influencing the way people think.
That's right.
The decisions they make. So you can't say, oh, keep quiet and stay in your corner. The person who is saying keep quiet, who follows you? No, Kwame, am I being unfair? The one who is
Even
saying
with their
keep
little
quiet,
following, they still feel
you
like
think you have an opinion, even with your little, your 150
below
followers.
100 or 150
You understand?
followers, yeah.
Let's take a look at Manifest tweet. All right, so Manifest said, if political affiliation is more important to you than human life and human rights, then I beg, move. Allow those who care to speak and do without your unsolicited interruptions.
Point
I
blank.
agree.
Yeah,
Right there. Simple and short.
I think this came at a point in time where people were telling them that, don't talk about it.
Yeah.
And at a point where some people were even playing politics with it.
Yeah. That,
you see.
I think that bit came from the late Atamil's days, where there was unrest in Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah.
And he had to speak.
Yeah.
And the then flag bearer, which
Yeah.
was our current president, was forcing the late president to speak on the matter. And now the rules have been reversed, and now he is not speaking.
Yeah.
So people were like, okay, at this point in time, what's going on? Because when you were on the other side, you wanted them to speak. So
Okay.
It's,
So what else is there?
So what I would say is that we should allow everybody to express their opinions. But if you're a celebrity out there as well, make sure that whatever you are saying is factual. Be informed.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't seem like you are misinforming people or throwing dust into their eyes, because
let me just wrap this up.
they're very influential.
This gentleman, Faust the bad guy, right? He's a rapper, he's an entertainer, he's a musician, but he's also a trained lawyer.
Yeah.
Now, during this season or during this protest, his voice was one of the voices that were magnified,
I noticed.
to the people because he knew the stuff. And people were following him, and they had to learn the constitution from him, the human rights and all those things from him. So you get me? So if you're a celebrity and you want to speak on such matters, you're not saying don't speak, speak by being informed. That's all.
Great.
All right, So agenda setting, this business of agenda setting for creatives and all that. I think, Yeah,
so Azigizar Jr., Reverend Azigizar Jr., he's a former DJ.
Yes.
Disc jockey, musician,
Entertainer.